Welcome to the Elite Life Podcast with your hosts, Trisha and Kylee. Here, we guide you on a journey of personal and professional transformation, revealing the secrets to success. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, join us as we unlock the doors to the elite world of growth, grit, and grace. So, let's dive in.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of the Elite Life Podcast. We are so excited you joined us today. My name's Trish, and that is...
I'm Kylee.
Hello, Kylee.
And this is the Alani Nu that I'm about to drink. Alani, get your energy for the day.
All that's going to do is make me want a second one, which is danger.
Dude, there was one day. It was a podcasting day. I drink 2 in a day.
Yeah.
Because, like, my tolerance now is like... And you want to talk about a clean house.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
It always seems like a good idea in the moment, and then I get 4 sips in, and I was like, you shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, but then you cracked it already.
Yeah.
So you got to finish.
You can't waste it.
You don't waste it.
And that's what we're talking about today, from time management to activity management. How we going to get it done?
Absolutely. Stop wasting your time. And when we were, so Trish wrote this outline and she was like, please review and glitter. And when we say glitter, we mean like just fix it up. I love this. I am so excited to talk about this because time management for me is very difficult. And I've been trying to like time block and block my time. But what are you doing with your time? What you doing? What are you doing? Are you actually doing things? Or are you just like running through trying to check off the boxes? Are you being productive or are you being busy? We about to find out.
Yeah, we actually got the roots for this from Todd Duncan's book, Life on the Wire. So we are going to go through some incredible insights on achieving more by focusing on the right activities, not just managing your time.
Absolutely. He's got a lot to say about this. So we're going to break down his core ideas so you can start shifting your mindset, approach to productivity. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset. So this is going to be a game changer. Okay. Trust me when I say this. So we're going to jump in right now. So we're going to start by comparing the traditional approach of time management versus activity management. Go.
I love this because it's going to blow everybody's mind because so many people say I'm bad at time management. So don't manage your time anymore. Let's manage our activities, right? So time management, as we all know, is about blocking out chunks of time for different tasks. The idea is that if we just organize our time better, we'll be more productive, right?
Yeah, but the reality is, like I just said, time management often doesn't work the way that we think that it should, right? So for example, if I block off, from 4 to 5 and I'm prepping dinner and cooking dinner, I'm getting real estate phone calls. I'm getting real estate text messages. I've got a kid who needs his butt wiped. Like you have to just accept that time management doesn't always go the way you want it to go. Okay.
Yeah. And that's where activity management comes in. So instead of trying to fit everything into these like strict little time slots, activity management focuses on what you actually need to be doing. It's about identifying the right activities that move the needle towards your goals and not just filling your calendar with tasks, right?
Yeah, because we have this idea that like time is finite, right? But your activities can be prioritized. So you're not managing your time, you're managing your efforts, which is something you actually control. So this approach can completely unlock your productivity and give you better results.
Yeah. So Todd Duncan, when we go back to his book, he does a great analogy to break down how we should be managing our activities. And he compares our daily tasks to traffic lights.
Right.
So I do this on my Google Calendar too. That's why I was like super geeked out about doing this, because somebody was asking me like, how do you get so much done and how do you organize your Google Calendar? And I'm like, oh, they're color coded. And she's like, oh, like workouts are green and family activities are blue. And I'm like, no, by how important they are. So if it's red, like that's getting done no matter what. If the whole world burns down, like I'm doing that activity. If it's blue, it can be moved. If it's yellow, so it's by priority and sensitivity, not by category.
Yeah. So like Trisha said, the red light activities, actually he does them backwards, actually. So Trisha's idea is red has to get done. His is, these are time wasters. These are tasks that we often think are important, but actually really don't help us get towards our goals, right?
So stop doing those. That's why he makes them red.
Right. Red means stop. Whereas like, I'm with you. Red on mine means like you have to do this today before you go to sleep or the whole world is going to come crashing down. So yellow light activities. So okay, back up. Red light activities. Mindlessly scrolling social media. Checking your email obsessively. And when being in real estate, like I'm always like, gotta check the email, gotta check the text messages, dealing with tasks that don't move the needle. These are all activities that just like eat up all of your time like Pac-Man, but they don't contribute to your bottom line.
Yeah, and then you have yellow activities, right? These are necessary, but they don't directly lead to results. So these are things like organizing your database or doing prep work. They're not the main things that generate results or revenue. So for me, these would be like I've got my whole day of work done, and then I'm staying late to like get these things done because they need to be done, but they don't necessarily have to be done at 9 a.m. or at noon or 1 p.m. They're not time sensitive. They're not top priority, but I still want to get them done before I leave for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of like throw in housework in here because I know that housework is important. It's nice to live in a nice house, but my folded laundry ain't paying my bills.
Right.
Okay. And so I have to sometimes, like I was telling Trisha before, like there are times where like I'm folding laundry and I'm like, I don't need to be doing this right now. Like I can fold laundry when the kids go to bed. I can sweep the floor when the kids go to bed. What do I have to do right now to use this time most effectively? And usually it's in the middle of the day when my kids are not up underneath me. That's phone calls. All right. That is brain work, things that I need to be creative for, that I can't be creative for if I've got like my minions up underneath. I don't like that. My kids, they're not minions.
Well, that brings us to green light activities. So green light activities are the game changers. We can think of green like money, green like go, right? So these are the activities that directly drive you towards achieving your goals. For real estate agents, this would be things like client meetings, prospecting, your listing appointments, your follow-up on your leads. For anybody else, it could be this is our focused work session, our networking time, our strategic planning. These are your activities that move the needle and bring dollars to your wallet.
Yeah. Or for example, if, you know, maybe you have a different type of work than we do, maybe one of your big goals is to be more fit, to get healthier. So your green activities are make sure I eat my salad, make sure I go to the gym, make sure I do this, make sure I do that. So I know we talk a lot about money-making activities, but I just wanted to broaden that a little bit because not everybody has jobs like us where the money does depend on us.
For sure.
Okay.
And I love how he ties it all together with like an interesting observation. So I know you said like one of your clients, Miri, she pointed out that light is energy.
Yeah. So, you know, this simple truth just really holds so much power. So where your focus goes, your energy flows. And so think about like how energy works with light. And we got to talking about this because I was telling her about how I am starting to organize the attic in our house. We've got decking all throughout. It's an amazing space for me to put the Christmas decorations or the summer wardrobe, but I need to clean up there. But there's no lights up there right now. So I had the headlamp on. And so where I was cleaning and where I was working, I had the headlamp and that's where my light was pointing. So you have to think about like your focus as the light. So when you are focused, your light is on this specific task. That is what's going to get done. That is what's going to be the most productive. So if your light is focused on Facebook and text messages and emails and crap, that's what's going to get done. But again, it's not going to reach you towards your goal. So my goal was get the attic ready to put crap up there. So that was kind of like how it got started. So when you put your focus on something, it gets illuminated, it's activated. And the same principle is with your goals. Like I just said, your goals and your priorities. So when you direct focus towards something important and you're breathing life into it and you're setting it in motion, that is what's going to get done. That's where everything is going to flow to. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's understanding your green light activities, right? These are the tasks that drive results, align with your goals. And when you concentrate on those, You're not just busy, you're productive.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a huge mindset shift that people need to take more often. You meet somebody or you call somebody and they're like, oh, I'm really busy. I'm really busy. I listened to this sermon by Pastor Stephen Furtick before, and it resonated with me. You know how like sometimes you hear something and it just like stops you in your tracks and you remember it forever and ever. And he's like, here's the thing, like we all can run around like chickens with our head cut off. We're busy, we're busy, we're busy. He's like, but, and this goes along with what you sent me. When you die, do you want people to go, oh, Kylee, she was really busy. She was really busy. No. Like you can't sit there and wear busy like a name tag. Like, oh, Trisha, yeah, she was always really busy. And that inhibits you from people coming to you to work with you if you are in sales, right? I tell people all the time, if you are always on your Facebook and you're just saying, oh, I was really busy today. I was really busy today. I was really busy today. We can all be really busy today.
Yeah.
Were you doing productive, money-making, goal-focused activities? Because that's what matters. Anybody can be, your 4-year-old could be busy building blocks, right? It doesn't mean she's doing something that's productive and leading her towards learning and growth, right? Unless those blocks, she's doing her colors on them or counting them, right? Like,
right. So being mindful of this is super, super important. And that's such a powerful point. And protecting your focus, it's like putting up a shield. And I envision this sometimes too, like when I am feeling overwhelmed and I'm feeling like I've got all this stuff I have to get done today. You know, one trick I use is this task moving me closer to my goal, or is this just noise, right? So I used to do this thing where I grew up in a space where like the TV was always on. I was primarily an only child, right? And so I did have a TV in my room, and this still blows Ryan's mind. But like I would have the TV on. I wasn't necessarily watching it, but it was quote unquote keeping me company while I was in my room by myself. My mom was doing whatever, right? So to this day, up until recently, if I was going to go to clean the kitchen, I'd be like, all right, you guys are watching a show. Everybody's good. I'm going to go clean up the kitchen after dinner, which is like we all know it's a 25 minute task if you do it properly from start to finish and nobody's helping you. So what I would do and what I found was I was spending 5 to 8 minutes looking for something to keep me company on YouTube or Daily Wire or Amazon Prime Video. And I came to a spot where I was like, you are such a dummy. You could be halfway through this task by now if you just put the phone down and you just broop, 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 banged it out and be done. And so being able to have that awareness of, do I need to be doing this right now? Is this the most effective use of my time? You need to put a shield up around your time and just like dial in and bang it out and get it done.
I remember when you realized that, because I had you do an audit of 3 days of your life. And I was like, what did you figure out? And you're like, I spend way too much time doing the dishes. Like first I find something to put on the TV, then I find something to watch, then I find this, then I find that, and an hour's gone by and I haven't even started the dishes. And that was like one of our first things when we were life coaching was that. So
that's a game changer. Let's talk about that really quick. So this is an activity. If you haven't heard us talk about it before, just really quick, do a 3-day audit. What you are going to do is you are going to write down, keep a notebook, keep it on your phone, the very best that you can. Write down everything that you do. So like when I was doing it, it was like 6:07, rolled out of bed, went to the bathroom, washed my face, got my coffee, 6:15, got the kids up, blah, blah, blah. Like you are tracking every single waking moment of what you're doing. And when I had to write down, 5:30, started the dishes, 6 o'clock, finish the dishes. And I had to write down, looked at Facebook, answered a text message, got a phone call from my mom. Like it really opened the box top of where my time was going. And once I did that 3-day audit, you want to do 3 days, 3 is a good number. You will be able to see where all of your time is going, what you are doing with it, and you'll be able to have a better understanding of how you can kind of like rejigger that and make sure that you are being the most productive and protecting your time.
Yeah, because even if you do all good things, like I had somebody do this once and I was like, what did you find? And he was like, I found that all the activities that I do during a day are good activities. activities. However, I have this hugely skewed towards personal development and not business development. So that's why my bank account is where it is, because I'm spending 4 hours a day, 2 at the gym, meditating, cold plunging, reading, journaling, goals,
food prepping.
So it was all good activities, but it was just way too skewed towards personal development, and his business he wasn't putting enough time into his business. And then it was like, you think like, I'm doing a great job. Like everything I do during the day is positive. It is all positive, but it's not all positive for the goal that you need to accomplish,
which is paying your bills.
Paying your bills. Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So the key to mastering your focus is learning to say no to the things that do not serve your bigger purpose or your biggest priority or goal, which isn't always easy, but it's essential if you want to make real progress.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to challenge you this week. Just take stock of where your focus is, and where it has been. Like where have you been focusing in the past? What are you focusing on now? Write down one thing, just one thing that you will commit to focusing on more intentionally, and just see how it shifts your energy and your productivity and your results.
Yeah, and don't forget to reflect regularly. Sometimes we think we're focusing on the right things, but a quick reality check can help us pivot if needed. So ask yourself, am I spending my energy on what matters most, or am I getting sidetracked? And to all of our listeners, remember, like, your focus is your superpower. When you direct it intentionally, it will illuminate your path to success.
Yeah, I found this. It says your focus goes where your energy flows, and that's where your success grows.
Love that.
Okay, so you were talking about reflecting, so let's take a step back to that really quick. So I want everyone to think about the past week. Did you spend like 80% of your time in the green zone, focusing on activities that bring you closer to your goals? This is a good question. Like, we all have a mix, right? We all have a mix of these red, yellow, and green activities. But in order to truly maximize your results, you need to focus 80% on your green light activities to move you forward.
Yes, 80%. And remember, a yes to one thing is a no to another thing. So look at your week, see where you can improve. Are you spending too much time on social media? Are you getting stuck in preparation mode? Are you not actually taking action? I know people that go to the gym and they sit in the parking lot and they don't even go inside.
Stop it.
I'm serious.
You're already there.
It happens all the time. Remember when we had our that trainer, Nate Baxter? Go back and listen to the Nate Baxter episode. That was an amazing one.
It was so good.
And he talked about that too. He has clients, they come and they're in their parking lot and he's like, you got to walk through the front door, guys. You got to
come in. I'm waiting for you. And Todd Duncan says, activity management is about doing the right things at the right time. So kind of like I was saying before, if you have a project that requires creativity, you're going to probably want to, or a project that is going to be super time consuming. You're going to want to do that at the beginning of the day when you have your creative juices, when you have the whole rest of the day to accomplish it. Do the right thing at the right time, people. Just do the right thing.
Right.
Okay?
So action steps to take control of your productivity. So the first thing we're doing is identifying our red zones. Take a minute to really think about the things that waste your time or distract you. Write them down. What's distracting you? So if you did that 3-day audit, you can circle or highlight.
I was just about to say, get a green highlighter, a yellow highlighter, and
pink. Pink would be red. Pink would be red. Orange. Okay.
I use orange.
That's right.
If you want to use pink, go ahead. But that's a great idea. Going through your 3-day audit and highlighting those things. And then you're really able to have a great visual of where all your time is going. I freaking love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because, and the other thing is like to think about your day, right? Like you have admin things you need to do. You have productivity things you need to do.
You have housework you need to do.
Right. Well, and I would think of housework as like an admin thing. Like it might need to get done, but it might not need to get done right now. It's not time sensitive. And it is something that you can move to another day. And so like I say, don't delete it, move it, right?
Yeah. Like when I do the laundry, it sits in the bin. We've got a 5 to 7 business day turnaround on folding and storing. No, all jokes aside, the other thing I want to talk about is multitasking. I will tell you from personal experience, multitasking doesn't work. It does not work. How do you feel about multitasking?
I think it depends. I think it has a time and a place and a situation. What I prefer to think about is instead of like multitasking, you're doing a bunch of things at one time. I like to focus and get things done unless it's something that, like, for instance, if I want to listen to something positive in the morning, I could listen to that something positive while I'm spinning on my Peloton. I could listen to that something positive while I'm folding laundry.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something I need to learn from, like it's a YouTube on recruiting and I need to be learning and writing down action steps.
That's not a multitasking.
That's not a multitasking thing. So it has its time and its place, but 9 times out of 10, you need to focus on the one thing you need to accomplish and get it done well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up going back and redoing it and redoing it and redoing it. Like, I've done that so many times. I've put on a YouTube that I need to learn from and I'm doing something else. And then I keep restarting it. And I'm like, no, girl, until you can sit at a desk and listen and take notes, we're not doing this.
100%. So we want to refocus on these green zone activities. What are the key activities that directly lead to your success? When you are setting up your schedule. Okay. You want to schedule your time around these. And I want to say one thing because I am an over scheduler. Okay. I've gotten much better at this, but at the beginning of our coaching session, I would get super amped about scheduling out my day and like every single second. Do not put 49 green light activities in the same 24 hours. Please do yourself that favor. Do not overschedule yourself. Please, for the love of Jesus, do not do it.
And finally, stay consistent. It's so easy to fall back into old habits, and you're going to do it. That doesn't mean you toss out the baby with the bathwater. We all do it.
That's such a striking image.
It is. Remember, when you're doing the right activities consistently, you will see results over time. Activity management is about doing the right things at the right time. We are consistently doing them, right? So let's put this into practice this week. Focus on eliminating red zone activities, minimize the yellow zone ones, and put all your good energy into the green light activities. Do those first. I like how you mentioned like your creative juices, because I know full well that if I need to write a paper or I need to glitter
You're done writing papers.
Or I need to, if I need to write an agenda for an office meeting or a coaching talk or anything where I have to really utilize a lot of brain power or creativity power, I need to do those first thing in the morning. Even organizing my dresser in my closet. I have had that on my calendar for a while, and it's because none of my days, because my days have been so full, none of them I could get it done first thing in the morning. And by the end of the day, ain't
nobody got time for that.
I don't have it. At the end of the day, I am emotionally and mentally spent. So you need to do those green activities first thing. Too often we start scrolling and doing all the easy crap, all that just like monotonous crap first, because we know we don't need to use brain power. And then we get to the stuff we need to use brain power from and we got nothing left.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do those things first.
Wonderful. Well, I hope that you all out there in listener land enjoyed this conversation. Take some nuggets, take stock, do the 3-day audit. It will truly change your life. And I want you to do the highlighter thing, use pink, use orange, do whatever you want, but really get a good feel for where all your time is going, because once you master that and you are able to see what activities are on the schedule and you really assess the best time to do those, dude, it is going to change your whole life.
And I will just add, if you have a significant other or family members, do this together. Because if you have a significant other and you're like, what do you do with your day all day?
Oh my God.
Have them do this so you can actually see. And then together you guys can work to eliminate those red and yellow activities and make sure you're not doing overlapping things too, right? Like, we need to have roles and responsibilities in our home just like our business.
Yeah.
And that's where resentment comes a lot, is one of the people in the couple stay at home and one of them's outside of the home, and the one outside of the home home's like, I go out and I do these things for 16 hours. What are you doing? Must be nice to be home. And the person at home's like, it's not nice to be home. I'm doing 875 things.
Yeah.
So it's important to take this audit together and then sit down together and look at it and go, okay, you know what? Wow, you are doing a lot of things. Maybe I could take this off your plate. I actually enjoy doing this. Oh, you know what? I could take this off your plate. This is actually something I'm really good at.
Yeah.
Right? So being able to kind of share that load, like maybe part of your real estate job is social media, and the person that's at home could be doing that social media for you while you're out in the field driving around and showing houses and doing all that stuff. So you guys might be able to lighten your load and lighten that resentment that you have in your relationship, because you just don't actually know what's going on. So you're making up that story in your mind of something that's totally different than what it actually is.
Absolutely. And with that mic drop, we are going to sign off for today. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the show, share the show. I hope you really enjoyed this conversation, and just make sure you come back next Thursday, because we drop fresh content every week here on The Elite Life.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on the Elite Life Podcast with Trish and Kylee. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend so we can keep delivering you more fantastic insights on grit, grace, and growth. Stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook, where we'll keep the ideas flowing to help you build a life you love and leave a legacy you can be proud of. Until next time.